Welcome! My name is Veronica, and in this video series I would like to give you an introduction to Affinity Designer, a software that I'm using daily for my professional work as a children's book illustrator and pattern designer. This video mini-series is designed specifically for those of you who are completely new to Affinity Designer. In this video we are diving into one of the first and most important steps in using Affinity Designer, creating a new document. And it doesn't really matter if you're gonna be starting a new general illustration or you will start designing a new pattern. Setting up your document correctly is key, and I will help you with that by walking you through all the options from choosing dimensions and resolution of your document, setting up color profiles, so that you can start your projects on the right foot. So let's get started. Creating new documents in Affinity Designer is very easy and very intuitive. All you gotta do is go to this left side menu and hit New Document. Now a window will open and this is where you can start a new document. By default, you see the view that I chose for my very previous document. So I like to work in a square format in 4000 pixel square, both for my illustrations and also for my patterns. But I also set up my own document sizes for book spreads, for example, or here I have, it was something for a competition. Here I have, for example, a file for a 14 by 18 inch puzzle. This is what you can also set up. I also have a social media category for YouTube thumbnails or for Instagram posts. But when you open the document, completely from the beginning, you will have a few categories here that are already pre-saved, and you will find them ready for you in the program as you open it. So for example, there's a print section, and over here there's an icon of the section, the name of the section, and you also see the dimensions in this gray color. There's a press ready category, there's a photo category, web, devices. You basically just gotta flip through it and see what's there and what is missing and what you need to add in. So let's have a look at my documents at our general document setup. This is where you can change the dimensions of your document, and right below you can change the document units. I like working with pixels, and I especially recommend working with pixels for pattern design, but you can also select points or inches or feet. Those are the most common ones. Below you can also have millimeters, centimeters, and meters if you need to, but I usually like to switch to pixels. Right next to your dimensions numbers, you can select your DPI. And what is also important is to know where you can create an artboard or where you can create a document that will allow creating artboards. So by toggling it on and off again, you can either create a document that allows artboards, like so, or a document that doesn't allow artboards. Here on the right side, you can choose your color format. I will also show you that later on, but it's very easy to convert, for example, an RGB illustration into CMYK and the other way around. Under margins and bleed, you can also set up your margins if you need any. You just first have to toggle them on or off. And here you can also set up your bleed. If I needed, for example, to have a document 2000 pixels square, which I already have here, I can tap on the dimensions. Oh, that's too much. Or maybe something like 2000 by 4000. And if you wanted to save it anew, you will see that once you change something on the pre-saved preset, then next to the name of this preset, you see a little asterisk, which gives you the information basically that something was changed, something was altered. And then with those new dimensions, if you want to save them anew as a new preset over here in your list, you can click this very first icon with the plus. Here in this menu, you can also select into which category it has to go. So in my case, it would be pixels. Just gonna name it as a test. You give it a name, you hit OK, and it pops up here. You see the name, the icon of this preset, and right underneath you see the dimensions, the new dimensions that we selected for this document. The next button is gives you the ability to create a completely new category. So I think the pixels one, I don't even remember anymore, but the pixels one, this is something that I needed for myself because I work with pixel dimensions. So I created it for myself. If you needed like a new category, whatever your name is, or the new pixels category, this is where you create it, and then you hit the OK button, which I'm not going to do because I already have one here. Now, if you needed to edit this preset again, for example, I wanted to change the name from test to something like 2000 by 4000 pixels, then you have to select the one that you need. So it's going to be highlighted. And then you go to this next button with the A letter and the pencil. You hit it, and then you can rename it. I'm just going to write rename so that you see that it changes. And now it's renamed. But of course, you can change anything that needs to be changed here. You can kind of access this editing possibility through this button, basically. Now, when you want to edit out this entire list of categories and presets, you have to go to the last button, to settings. For example, this test rename preset, I would like to get rid of it. So I'm hitting this minus sign, and it shows me the delete option. You can also delete, which I'm not going to do, the entire category, or in case those book spread documents were much more important, I can also drag them on top of my list, like so. So you can also sort out all your presets here, depending on your needs. And then you go back to this button. When you click it for another time, this is where you have all the categories. For me, the pixels category is the most important one, so I put it on top, but in case it's not that important, I can also reshuffle all those categories and change their order over here. Or again, if something is irrelevant for you and you know that you're not going to be using it anymore, you can also delete it here. And then by hitting it again, you go back to your window. So now for the sake of our presentation, let's open a new document from my presets. Let's, for example, select the 4000 pixels square document. When you're happy with your settings, all you gotta do to create a new document is to hit OK. In the next lesson, we'll be also talking not only about the interface of the document, but also about essential iPad gestures. But you can already tell, and this is what I also love about working with the iPad, it has all those handy hand gestures. So especially for people coming from Procreate, this will be still quite intuitive. Most of the gestures that you know from using Procreate, for example, or from Adobe Fresco, they will be exactly the same. So here with two fingers you can pinch in and out, and you will be zooming in and out onto your document canvas. In the next lesson, we will discuss a little bit more what we see in our interface in the document view. See you in the next video, where we will dive into Affinity Designer personas and where I will show you how to switch between workflows like a pro.